Morning, we have a chance to look at the effect of democracy, positive or negative. Yeah. But in this case, we want to check on how has democracy affected our societies, our countries, and our leadership in Africa, and maybe just any other country.
Maybe to begin with the Paul, let me say one thing before I get into the details of your question. When the essence of a thing is not understood, the abuse is inevitable.
Okay.
Most of the time, when you see people doing certain things, or maybe trying to handle something, and from whatever, maybe the action or whatever approach they're using, they are doing it from the place of not getting, the proper understanding of why you have. It's like now I have this a cup here, and then I decide to use it like a sufuria. The cup cannot serve the purpose of sufuria, and at the same time, the sufuria cannot serve the purpose of a cup. So when the essence of a thing is not understood or well discovered, then the abuse is inevitable. You will find that thing being abused. So democracy, from the way it was meant to be, on the way it was meant to function, democracy, in one word, is something that was meant to promote equality. There are so many things that can be said about democracy, but with one word, you can say that democracy is supposed to promote equality. In any society where you find democracy, or in any democratic society, we are supposed to witness and experience equality in everything and in every department. That is what democracy came to do. That is the essence of having democracy. But you see, if now that essence is not discovered or not well understood or divined, then you're going to find a lot of problems, because you will have people coming and everybody will attach their divination to that, democracy, or everybody will want to use their own approach towards the same thing. But now, since today we are dealing with the effects of democracy, whether in a negative way or in a positive way, and going with that topic, then I understood something that you also wanted us to touch on, what we call the misinterpretation. Where now I began by saying that when the essence of a thing is not understood, meaning that you can have a misinterpretation of something, and when you misinterpret something, then you're going to attach a meaning that was not made for that thing, and it means now that you're going to limit the function of that thing. It will not serve the very purpose that it was meant to serve. So if democracy was created, or maybe it came in picture so that we may have equality in everything that we do, then we have to ask ourselves, is that what we are experiencing as a society that is democratic? Because if we are not experiencing that equality, if what we have is the opposite of that, then is either we are having a misinterpretation of the same democracy, or we are having people who do not have the proper understanding of what democracy is supposed to promote. And then now they use it to promote something else. Let me quote something here. I've come to discover one thing, Brother Paul, that freedom is not freedom until you know what to do with that freedom.
Freedom is not freedom until you know what you want to do with the freedom.
Or rather, should I say this? Freedom does not make you free. Freedom does not make you free until you know what to do with that freedom. Because we are where we are today as a nation, as a country, as a society, because we are free. We are free to talk. We are free to assemble. We are free to associate. We are free to express our opinion. We are free to express our conscience. And it is that freedom that has led to where we are today. So we have become a society that is so free. But now freedom is not making us free. The most difficult
the freedom that we have
the freedom that we have has become now the bondage. We are where we are today because of that freedom.
Yes.
And that's why I say that freedom is not freedom, or freedom does not make you free until you know what to do with that freedom. In other words, you are not free to do what you want. You are not free. When we say that now we have a constitution that allows us to associate, to assemble, to express our opinion, that does not mean that now we are free to do what we want.
Yes.
Because that is not what freedom comes to do. Any man that wants to be free so that they do whatever they want to do, then they will never be free. Because that attitude alone, it's already an attitude of slavery.
Correct.
You're going to be a slave of your own desires.
Correct.
You're going to be a slave of your own attitude. You see. So if we were to begin by saying, when I look at our society, when I look at what is happening, and there is a lot of unrest in our country right now. There is, I don't want to use the word attention, but there is that kind of, everybody is asking, so where are we heading? It's just like 3 months since we had election, and it's as if that, whatever crisis that we have right now, I'm even asking myself some questions. Are we dealing with, a political situation, or we are dealing with an economical situation?
Correct.
Because there is a confusion somewhere. That's why I'm saying there is an abuse of what we call the freedom. The freedom that we fought for, the freedom that led to what we call the multi-party direction and decision that was made on those years of 1992. That freedom has become now our slave. I mean, that freedom has become our problem, and that freedom has led now to a slavery system that is oppressing the very people that it was meant to set free. Number one, I have established some few people, Bwana Paul. If you allow me, I want to just highlight some of those things. One of the effects that I have witnessed in our society, and even at the national levels, from even the leaders that we have, I've come to realize that once the democracy is not understood, or when the democracy is misinterpreted, the first thing that you are going to witness is the misuse of opportunities and the resources. The misuse of opportunities and the resources.
Oh, yes.
That is something that you're going to witness in any society, and especially when you have a society that is so free. When you look at what is happening right now, you can tell that we have a government that is trying to restrain itself. The government is doing everything within its power, within, there was a time we addressed the issue of tolerance. What I can say is that the government is trying to tolerate.
Okay.
And the tolerance is what we are seeing right now. Because otherwise, if it was not the issue of tolerance, by this time, to witness a lot of arrests here and there. But the government is trying to tolerate the opinion of the other side, and whatever maybe a decision that they are trying to make.
Yes.
So a lot of misuse of opportunity, because when you have a leader, you have an opportunity to influence people.
Correct.
When you're a leader, and I think that's where now the politicians take advantage, because most of the politicians knows that if you can control the public opinion and manipulate people, let me use the word manipulate, and make people feel in a certain way, then you are going to push any agenda.
Oh, yeah.
Because the moment you have the public, and then you are controlling the public opinion, and you go outside there and make people feel in a certain way, make people feel like things are not okay, things are not working the way they are supposed to work, and then you manipulate their emotions so that they may feel like this is the time to do or to move in a certain direction. Then you can control the masses, and by that time you can push any agenda. Even if you tell people, let's gather at Uhuru Park maybe by 6:30, they will gather there.
They will.
Because whoever has the control of the public opinion, that person can push any agenda. They can push any agenda, and they can do anything. So that is what now I call the misuse of opportunity and the resources.
Okay.
Because the first resources, Brother Paul, that we have, and in every nation, any leader will agree with me, any economical person, an economics person will agree with me, the first resources that we have is what we call the human capital. The human capital.
Yes.
So anybody that has that access and the control of that social, capital, which is not the men, the people, the masses, that person is a dangerous person.
Sure.